Hi my lovelies, welcome to the channel. So today I'm hitting you with another recommendation video. I love this trope. It is a trope that usually isn't the center focus of most books. It's just kind of something that happens in the background, but a lot of people really love this trope, and that is sports romance. I have got a bunch for you today. Most of them are football and hockey, but I've thrown a couple others in there, so those ones will be towards the end. I figured let's get through the main ones first, and then the hidden gems of the sports romance world will be a little bit closer to the end. So I've got 10 for you here. We've got a mix between enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, hockey, football, some straight romances, just the whole nine. And I'm very excited to talk about them because these are all books that I love very, very much. That made me A, fall in love with the sports romance genre, and B, help me discover so many tropes that I love so very much and that are now ride or die tropes for me. So I figured let's get into it. Let's help you find a whole plethora of things that I hope you will love very much. So because almost every single book on this list is in an interconnected standalone series, I wanted to make sure that I gave you the first book in the series for one, and then also just told you a little bit about each book that follows, so that hopefully if the first book doesn't sound interesting, the next book will. So let's get right into it. The first one is our only standalone of the video, and that is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. This one I read a while ago. It is one that has stuck with me. This is a book that you would read if you are looking for a slow burn. This one, Mariana Zapata as a whole is very well known across the romance world for being basically the queen of slow burns, because the characters do not get together until the very end of the book. And when I say the very end, I don't mean 80%, I mean like 98%. You get all the yearning and passion and just like crumbs, and they're wonderful. So let's talk about this one, shall we? So this one follows Vanessa and Aiden, and Vanessa has been Aiden's assistant for quite a few years now. And Aiden is a really big football player. He's a bit of an asshole, and she works a very thankless job. She does a lot for Aiden, and she is never really told that she's appreciated or thanked for anything that she does. And after a while, she's done with it. She's worked for him for a few years now. She's lasted longer than anybody else, and she's done. She has a goal that she's been wanting to accomplish that she's set aside because this job is stable. But she's like, you know what? I cannot deal with him anymore. I need to go and pursue my dream. I cannot deal with being treated like garbage anymore. So she quits. And Aiden, he very quickly realizes after she's gone how much Vanessa did for him, and how every other assistant that he tries to hire to fill her place cannot come anywhere near comparing to everything that she did for him. And then things in Aiden's life take a turn for the worse, and he realizes that only Vanessa can help him get out of this situation. So he comes begging. He goes to her door and he's like, look, I know that you have a dream that you want to accomplish, and I want to help you get there. Just please come work with me. Help me out with this other thing that I need some help with, and I'll help you accomplish your dream once it's all done. I just need you to do this one teeny little thing for me. I'm not going to say what that is, because if you look up tropes for this book, it will come up, but some people consider this kind of a spoiler, so I'm not going to give it. But she agrees because she can't refuse. She needs help accomplishing her dream, and she goes and works for Aiden, and then she helps him out with this other thing as well. And this one is very, very good. Honestly, the best part of this book, in my opinion, was Aiden is so grumpy, and so honestly, he's kind of horrible at the beginning of this book, and you just see him grow and bloom and come to life with Vanessa. You just see them grow and become better people together. And honestly, that's one of my favorite things about books in general, is you get to see people fall in love, and then you also just get to see them become who they're destined to be with the help and the love of the person they're meant to be with. And I feel like that was done really, really well in this book, and it was just really good. And the slow burn and the yearning and the crumbs in this book were done phenomenally. So I would highly recommend this one if you just want to stand alone, if you want a slow burn, and you just want to fall in love with a grumpy MMC and just see him bloom and see her bloom and just see them fall in love with each other. This one is very, very good, and I would highly recommend it. Next one is, oh, I have this one actually. Hold on, bear with me. The next one is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This is a favorite of mine. This one, so far it is a trilogy. I think book 4 is being written. This is also a football romance. This one follows Ariana, and she has been in love with her brother's best friend Chase, who she is also friends with. She's been in love with him forever. There has never been a day, there has never been a moment where she has not been head over heels for Chase. And now that they're going into college, she thinks, this is my time. I'm gonna make a move, I'm gonna win his heart, and we're gonna be together finally. We couldn't be together before, but now we're at the same college. This is it. This is the moment. And something happens, and then it crashes and burns, and she's left heartbroken. And then enter Noah. He meets her on campus. They become friends, and he helps put her pieces back together. She is a mess after what happens with Chase, and Noah just kind of builds her back up. But then Chase realizes, I missed out on someone really, really good, and I want a second chance. And so this is a love triangle. I loved this book. This book makes you feel a lot, so be prepared for that. But this is very sweet. There is an MMC in this book. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to declare which team I'm on. But there's an MMC in this book who is extremely well loved, and he is a blueprint for book boyfriends, and this is just such a good book. But I will say, if you are not ready for a book that will pull on your heartstrings, and if you don't like a love triangle, I don't think this is for you. But if you want to feel, it's such a good book, and there's just so much love, and the MMC that wins is so easy to love, and he loves Ariana with his entire heart, and she is his everything, and his communication skills, and it's just like, he's the blueprint. We love him in this household, and this is part of currently it's a trilogy. Book 4 is being written. Book 4 is about the person who doesn't get Ariana. So if you don't want to find out who she ends up with, do not look up the synopsis for book 4. But book 2, it's brother's best friend, and it's a pregnant FMC romance. And then book 3 is a love triangle, and it involves fake dating. I haven't read the other books in the series, but I read this one, and I fell in love with it. So I would highly recommend it. Next one is Fair Catch by Candy Steiner, and this one is a 4-book series. It is also football. This is a college romance, and this one follows Riley, and she is the only female football player on her team, and being the only girl, she's having a really hard time fitting in, obviously. And then to make matters worse, not only is her teammate Zeke, the man that she knew and was friends with and had a very close relationship with throughout her childhood, till an accident that Zeke had with her brother just made whatever warm, fuzzy friendship feeling she had for him turn instantly into hatred. But not only is he her teammate, he's also her roommate. And so the season has gone from bad to worse for Riley. She's having a horrible time. But Zeke really misses his friendship with Riley, and he knows this is my only chance to win back her favor, to get back into her good graces. This is my only chance. We're roommates, we're teammates. I'm around her constantly. I need to win her back. So he uses all of the knowledge that he has from knowing her their entire lives to slowly start winning back her friendship. I liked this book a lot because you see a whole story between them. You see them go from hate, reluctant friends, and then to more. And it's just so well done. And I will say, with this, you could feel their chemistry. That's one thing Candy Steiner does really well. You feel it between her characters. The chemistry, the yearning, the angst, the everything. You feel it. And she does it well. You fall in love with Riley and Zeke, and they just have such a great story. And this is just a really great book. And book 2 is Blindside. It's fake dating. It's extremely good. It is a favorite of a lot of people's. Book 3 is Coach's Daughter and Secret Relationship. Book 4 is kind of secret identity-ish. It is friends to enemies, like one-sided enemies to friends to lovers, and then also roommates. And then book 5, I didn't know there was a book 5, so I'm gonna read that one. But this one is Second Chance. It's fake dating, and it is a single mom romance. So this is just a really good series, and I would highly recommend it. It is very, very good. This one transitions us from football to hockey. And this series, I felt like would be a good transitioner because it has quite a few sports in it. But the first one is hockey, and this is Mile High by Liz Tomforty. So this one follows Stevie, and Stevie is a flight attendant, and she works on a plane for an NHL team. And immediately, on her first day of work, she catches the attention of Evan Sanders, and he is the playboy of the NHL. He is the douche. He's quite the ladies' man, and she does not fall at his feet like everybody else does. And so he is very intrigued by her. He likes to pester her. He likes to drive her to the brink of insanity every single flight. And Stevie hates Sanders. He drives her nuts, but he also starts to get under her skin a little bit. Because underneath all the pestering and the irritation, there's a little bit of flirting, and it kind of starts to work. And one day, the hate kind of snaps, and it becomes lust, and it becomes more. And this is just really, really good. Now, my favorite thing about this book, and honestly about this series as a whole, is just how well vulnerability and emotions and communication is done. Xander's is very open about the fact that he struggles with his mental health, and it is done so well here, and it is so nice and so refreshing to see an MMC who is willing to be vulnerable. He's willing to cry in front of his girl, and I love that. And also, this is such a cute book. It is so adorable. I've read this I think 3 or 4 times now, and as soon as I read it the most recent time, I just got all the feels. I got giggly, I was kicking my feet, I was feeling all of the things, and this is just such a good book. This one is criminally underrated. A lot of people say to skip this book because Xander's is a douchebag at the beginning. He's kind of horrible. He's a character that you grow to love. So power through the beginning when he is still getting around. Get to the point where you get to see him and not his persona. Get to him and you'll fall in love with him. He's very easy to love once he lets you in. And the next book in this series follows Stevie's brother, and it is fake dating, it's roommates, it's grumpy sunshine, it's also a basketball romance. Book 3 is a baseball romance, and it follows a single dad, his coach's daughter, and the nanny to his son. And book 4 is the MMC in book 3's brother. Book 4 is my favorite book. It is Married in Vegas. It's Always Been You. It's Marriage of Convenience. It's perfect. And then book 5, the conclusion. It's An Always Been You. It's Second Chance. It's childhood friends to enemies to lovers, and it's neighbors, and it's forced proximity. And this series is just so good. It is very well loved for a reason. So please pick this one up. The next one is Face Off by Chelsea Curto. This one is also the start of a hockey romance series, and this one follows Emmy, and she is the first female NHL player, and immediately she meets the captain of her team, Maverick Miller, and he assumes that she's a fan that's broken into the stadium, that's head over heels in love with him. She's like, no, I'm your new teammate. So they clash, they butt heads, there is fire between them, and they use that on the ice. They both really want a championship. Their team is kind of horrible at the moment, and so they are both trying really, really hard to win a cup for their team. So they decide, let us channel our fire, our passion into better things. Let us just try. Let us do really well for our team. And that works. And then their passion, their chemistry, it kind of explodes. And then they spend the night together. And it's a one-time thing. It's fine. It's never gonna happen again. It was just to get it out of their systems. But then they start winning. And so they decide, you know what, let's just keep this going for the season. We'll get our anger out, and then we'll play better. It's fine. That's the only reason we're doing this, obviously. It's for the team. But then it starts to not be for the team so much anymore. And the friends/enemies with benefits situation that they have doesn't feel so friendly anymore. It feels a little bit like more. The biggest thing with this is it gives you the perfect balance of light and fluffy, while also having some depth and some feeling, and it has the perfect balance between them being sweet to each other and them being playful and pushing each other's buttons and banter. They build each other up and they just work so well. And there's a scene where he wears her jersey instead of the other way around. This man is gone for her. She consumes his every waking thought. And if you just want a man that's obsessed with his woman, look no further. This is the one. And also, it has insane found family. It's very easy to fall in love with every single one of these characters. Which, speaking of, let's talk about the other book, shall we? So book 2 is Teach Me arrangement that ends in a Vegas marriage. Book 3 is Friends to Lovers, it's Single Mom, and it's Roommates. And then book 4 is Friends to Lovers, Friends with Benefits, and she is the personal trainer on his team, I want to say. It's been a while since I read Face Off, but this is a book that I remember really, really loving, and I remember it leaving an impact on me, so I would highly recommend this one if you are just looking for the perfect balance between light and fluffy and depth. It's a very good book, and I would highly recommend it. So this one is Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer, and I love this book, and I love this series, so let's talk about it. Let's get right into it. This one follows Pippa, and she gets her heart broken, and her life is kind of in shambles, so she decides, I need a fresh start. I need a new job. I just need to start completely fresh and just get back into the swing of things and figure myself out again, figure out my life, figure out what I'm gonna do. So she gets a job as an assistant for an NHL player, and she's horrified to learn that NHL player is Jamie, who not only is really rude, really grumpy, but he is also the guy that she had a huge crush on in high school that never knew that she existed. And not only will she be his assistant, but he needs her to be his live-in assistant, which is fine. It's totally fine. He's grumpy, but he might not actually be so grumpy. He's actually a lot nicer than he lets people think. And the crush that she had in high school is starting to come back, but this time it might not be unrequited. So this was very, very good. The biggest thing about this book is just that they never let each other go. Pippa had zero confidence, and he took every single broken piece that she had and he pushed it back together with whatever he could because he knew that she could accomplish such great things. He built her up constantly. It was non-stop, and I loved it. And then with Pippa, Jamie struggled a lot, and she never let him push her away. There were a lot of times where he tried. He was like, no, it's too much. I can't have a girlfriend. She was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. You need someone to help you through the things that you're going through. You need someone to take some of the weight off your shoulders. And she did that. You just could feel how much they loved each other. Same with the rest of the series. So let's talk about them. Book 2 is my favorite book personally. It's fake dating. It's Always Been You. It's reverse grumpy sunshine. It's like two characters who had the light leave them, have it brought back, and it's just so nice. And then book 3 is Best Friends to Lovers. It's Always Been You. It's like a teach me type book, and it's also roommates. And then book 4 is Marriage of Convenience. It's kind of like Dislike to Love, and then it is Forced Proximity because I think that she is like a doctor, or she works with the team and he's on the team, so they see each other constantly. And then they're also married. Book 5 is currently being written. I think it's about the coach, but it's not out yet, and I don't think there's a release date for it. So this is a very good series. I would highly, highly recommend it. It's one that I think a lot of people will really, really fall in love with. The next one is Pucked by Helena Hunting, and this one follows Vanessa, and she is very familiar with hockey players. She's dated them in the past, and also her stepbrother is in the NHL, so she doesn't really care about the glitz and the glam and the fame and the fortune. She doesn't care. She isn't fazed by it. She's been around it her whole life, and because of that, she knows just how playboyish hockey players are. She has a very firm rule in place: never get with a hockey player, never let them in, just steer clear. No hockey players, no exceptions. Except Alex, apparently, because Alex is on her stepbrother's team, and he has quite the reputation of being a playboy, but he's different. He reads, he has intellectual conversations with her, he's Canadian, and he has some dorky slang that she thinks is just adorable. And also, he is the actor in her favorite sexy commercial, and so she is like, you know what? I might bend my rule just a little bit because this is a fantasy of mine. I cannot let this opportunity slip through my fingers. I know myself, I'm not going to catch feelings. I'm not going to let this guy in. We're just going to have a little fun. It'll be fine. It'll be one night. We'll both forget about it. So they do that. But Alex didn't quite get the memo that it was a one-time thing. He's obsessed with her. He wants more. He cannot get her out of his head. She is all that he thinks about. And so he starts calling, texting, and sending flowers, and he's just obsessed with this girl, and he's not giving up. He is gonna try and do whatever he can to win her heart because she already has his. Now this is a book that you can fall into really quickly. They have some really fun banter. They're just really adorable together. This one, personally, I didn't feel very much when I read it, so if you're wanting something that's just kind of light and fluffy and fun and steamy, this might be the one for you. It's also really sweet to see this playboy head over heels in love with his girl immediately. Like, she's just got him hooked after one time, and it's just nice to see an obsessed man. He is just very gone for his girl. So I would highly recommend this one. It's very good. There's like 6 or 7 books in this series, and some of them follow the same couple over and over again. So the ones that I could find that were about different couples. The first one was Good Girl, Bad Boy, and it was a teammate sister romance. The next one is Friends with Benefits. That's all I could find about it. It's just friends with benefits. And then the next one is also Good Girl, Bad Boy, and it's also It's Always Been You. And then I think the rest of the books in the series are novellas or continuations of couple stories. And I think, did I say her name was Vanessa? Her name is Violet. Anyway, Alex and Violet, I think they get 3 books. So if you like them, you have 3 books to read from them. So I hope you check this one out. This wasn't one that I heard of a lot when I was looking for sports romances, and I ended up really enjoying it. I had a really fun time with it. So I hope that you give it a try, and I hope that you feel the same. Next one. This is Consider Me by Becca Mack. Let me preface this by saying that this is a thick book, and one criticism that a lot of people have is that they feel it. So I will preface this book by saying that if you don't like it when the couple gets together early, this probably isn't the book for you. But if you like seeing a couple be in love for a big chunk of the book, I would recommend this one. So let's get into it. This one follows Olivia, and she is a teacher, and her best friend is dating somebody in the NHL. And so she is around that. She is exposed to the players, and she likes being around them, but she knows that she would never pursue anything there. But then she goes to her best friend Kara's birthday party, and immediately she catches Carter's eye. He's wowed by her. He thinks that she is the best thing since sliced bread, and she turns him down, which he isn't used to. He never really gets turned down. He is used to just looking at girls and winning them over and having them fall at his feet. But Olivia's different. She's not falling for it. And that intrigues him. That makes him want more. He is very persistent, but she won't fall for it. But he won't give up. It gets really, really hard not to fall for his charms and his kindness when she starts to see who he really is, and how he volunteers with kids all the time, and how his best friend is a blind man named Hank, and how he just has so much warmth and kindness and such a big heart. That's the side of him that she is seeing, not the playboy. So she has a really hard time figuring out what to believe until Carter just asks her, please just consider me. I want to try. I want us to be something. So please just consider me. Consider being with me. Consider giving me a chance. Because I think this could be something really special, and I want to try. I want to end my playboyness for you. So she does. Now this book hooked me from the jump. Carter, even though he's a playboy, he is adorable. And the side of him that he shows Olivia, the side of him that he actually is, not just the persona that he has, is so easy to fall in love with and has so much love to give. And they are just goofy together. They have a fun time together. They have banter, and it is just really fun to see their story. But like I said at the beginning, this is a long book, and if you do not like to see books where the couple gets together fairly early on and still has quite a bit of just loving throughout the book, this probably isn't for you, because almost everybody that does complain about this book says that there's too much of them in the middle. But if that's something you love, then this is the book for you, because you get so much of them being in love and just their love story, to the point where at the end you just feel and you are just so in love with the couple. If you love a long love story, this is definitely a good one for you, and I think you would very much love this. And like almost every other one on this list, it is also an interconnected standalone series. The next book is Teammate's Sister. It is Neighbors, and it is Friends with Benefits. The book after that is Secret Identity, and it is Single Mom. And then the book after that is One Night Stand and Forced Proximity. And then the last book is currently being written, or I think it's coming out in the next month or two, and it is about Kara and her guy. So it's about the couple that is together in this book. We finally get their love story, and I think that's the conclusion to the series. So I haven't read any of the other books in this series, but from what I have heard, it just goes up from here. So like I said, if you love a long love story, and if you love an MMC that you can just fall in love with, and just a goofy romance that also has some depth, and just a guy that is really trying to learn how to love right, I think this is a very good one. All right, my loves, we're on to our last hockey romance, and we're ending it on a high note with a gay romance, and that is Him by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. And this one is kind of a duology. They get 2 books and a novella just following them. So it's like a 2.5-ology. And then there's also a spin-off series following a character that you meet in this. This one follows Jamie and Ryan, and they meet at a summer camp. And this time at the summer camp is the best part of both of their years. It's something they look forward to every year because they get to see each other and they become fast friends there, and it is just the highlight of each of their years. But then something happens. They make a bet one year, and after the punishment is doled out, things drastically change between them and they don't speak for 4 years. But eventually, they reconnect after those 4 years at a hockey tournament, and Ryan realizes just how much he missed his best friend and just how much of a hole Jamie left when their friendship ended, and so he decides, I have to do whatever I can to win him back. I need to do something because this was such an important and prominent person in my life. I can't lose him again. I need to do whatever I can. So he finds out that Jamie is a camp counselor at the camp where they became friends. So he decides, let me also be a camp counselor and let me ask if I can be Jamie's roommate. And this is their love story. I loved this book. This was one of the first MMs that I ever read, and it got me so hooked into the genre. And you just fall in love with both of these MMCs for different reasons. Jamie is such a sweetheart, and Ryan, he has been head over heels for Jamie his entire life, and he never really believed that he was good enough for Jamie. And so when you finally see them love each other, it's kind of like him starting to gain confidence and just making him realize, oh, someone can actually love me, and not only someone, but this person that I have loved my entire life, they see something in me. That's one of my favorite stories, is when somebody wholeheartedly believes that they can't be loved, and then they find somebody that loves them for every single aspect of themselves. And it is done so very well in this book, and you also get a second book from them. So if you like this one, then you get a second one, and then also a novella. It's just such a good book, and it is highly underrated. I never hear anybody talk about this, so please check this out. It is really, really good, and I will scream about this book from the rooftops. I love it very much, and I hope that you do too, so please check it out. All right, my lovelies, we are on to the next category. This category is basically books that aren't hockey and football. So this one is a motocross romance. This one is also a gay romance. Do you know where I'm going with this? Garrett Park by Nordica Night. This one, it's a special edition. Just want to show it off, basically. There's a bit of shine, so I'm gonna use the naked hardcover. Sorry, it's got men on it, but anyway. This one is Garrett Park by Nordica Night. This one follows Devin and Maddox, and they have grown up together in this trailer park, and they despise each other. They hate each other so much, and they cannot get away from each other because A, they compete constantly in motocross, B, they live right down the lot from each other in this trailer park, and then C, their brothers have been best friends their entire lives. So they are stuck together in so many ways. They cannot escape each other. But one night, Devin gets beat up really bad by his dad. So trigger warning in this for domestic violence. It is very prevalent. Just check your triggers for all of these. So one night, Devin gets beat up really badly, and he thinks his dad is going to kill him. And he tries to track down his brother. He can't find him. So he goes to check Maddox's trailer to see if maybe he's with Maddox's brother, and only Maddox is there. And he sees something in Devin's face that makes him realize how serious this is. So he takes him in, and he takes care of him, and he helps kind of nurse him back to health. And he realizes that the only safe place that he has to stay is Maddox's trailer. And so he is stuck there overnight in the trailer. I love this one. You get 2 books following Maddox and Devin, and these two hate each other. This is a hate to love. They beat the crap out of each other. Even when they're together, they beat the crap out of each other. This is not like a soft romance where after they get together, they're like, oh, I love you, I can never hurt you. No, they beat each other up, and it's like foreplay for them. And it is just so good. It's really good. And then the next book follows their brothers and them falling in love. That being said, even though they hate each other, they're also extremely protective of each other, especially Maddox. He's just all for him, and Devin, aside from his brother, hasn't had anyone in his corner. He's kind of scared. He's very tough, but he is scared of the life that he lives. And so having someone like Maddox, who is all for him, he will destroy anything for him, it's just really nice to see somebody be taken care of like that. This is just a really good book, and like I said, check your triggers, but this is one where you definitely feel everything that they're feeling. You feel the hatred, and then you feel that start to go into confusion, and then also rage and hatred towards what they're feeling. I would highly recommend it. And then also, the brothers book is Best Friends to Lovers, and it's adorable, and so I would highly recommend this series. It is very good, and it's also a sport that not a lot of people have read before, so who knows? Maybe you'll fall in love with motocross while you fall in love with Devin and Maddox. We are on to the last one. Thankfully, I have been filming for an hour. I accidentally bumped my chair or my tripod.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
This is not going well. Basically, my camera moved, and I'm so sorry if it's different now. Anyway, we're on to the last one. This is a rugby romance, which I don't think rugby is written about very much, and this is Red Card by Marion Moore. And this one follows Killian. He's Scottish. That's enough reason right there to read the book. And he is starting at a new school because something happened at his old school. He got kicked off his team, and he really needs to play rugby. His old coach called in a favor, got him in at this new school, got his sister in there, and got him on a team. But it is going horribly wrong. He doesn't really care about becoming friends with his teammates. He just wants to play rugby. He just wants to get through this year so that he can go back to Europe and just play how he wants to play. But he is at the point where he is going to get kicked off the team because nobody on the team likes him and nobody is willing to play with him. They are not meshing at all. But enter Rory. She is the coach's daughter, and she is very well loved and very cherished and also very feared by the team. She is best friends with two of the players, and everybody else is kind of scared of her, but also they really love her. She's just the heart and soul of that team. And seeing how much Killian is struggling, she comes to him with a proposition. She has never really been able to date anybody because anybody that she interacts with, they just see her as the coach's daughter. They just see her as a rugby dork. They just see her as one of the guys. She is having no luck flirting or just falling in love in any sense because she cannot get past that first hurdle. She cannot stop friend zoning herself whenever she speaks to any men. So she asks him, she's like, hey Killian, I can talk to you. Would you be willing to teach me how to be more comfortable? Would you be willing to help me bring my walls down a little bit? And then in exchange, I don't know if you know, but I'm really well loved by the team, so I can help get you in. I'll make them give you a chance. And he initially does not want to agree, but he realizes just how close he is to getting kicked off the team, and he's like, please, I need to do this. I need to play rugby, and this is my last chance. I need your help. So they have a deal. He starts teaching her. She starts helping him. But Killian very quickly realizes that the closer they're getting, the more that he is helping her prepare for somebody else, the more that he is realizing that he wants her all to himself. The best part of this book for me, in my opinion, were the friendship dynamics between Killian and Rory, and also between Rory and the rest of the team. I thought that it was done so phenomenally, and I feel like you really fall in love with every single aspect and every single relationship, honestly, in this book. Even just her relationship with her father is really sweet. Her friendship at the beginning with Killian, and also just her friendship with all of the players on the team. It is so well done. And then seeing Killian eventually find his way with the team, and I just adored that aspect of this book. It was the standout for me. So if you were wanting a romance book that also has a really strong found family and friendship aspect, highly recommend this one. But this one also just did the romance really well too. It was really cute, and Killian is so gone for her, but he won't let himself admit it, and it is really satisfying to read, just seeing him reluctantly start to accept, like, shit, I actually do feel things for her. It's not going away. It's really cute. Honestly, I really loved every single aspect of this book, but the standout for me definitely was the friendship aspect. So if you want a really cute romance, and if you also want to see them fall in friendship first and just fall in love with them that way, I would highly recommend Red Card. It is very good, and I had a very fun time with this. So those are all the books that I was wanting to recommend today. Let me grab them. Hold on. This is not going very well. Every single time I try to do this, it goes horribly. These are all of the books. Well, these are all of the ones that I own that I wanted to recommend. I am a sucker for sports romance. Especially found family series. I love the team dynamic. I love the friendship dynamic. I just love falling in love with a whole group of people, and I feel like sports romance does that so well. I hope that some of these books are books that you can fall in love with. I hope that I got you excited about some books, and I hope that you give all or most or some or maybe even, I hope that you give at least one of these a chance, because these are all books that I really, really love. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end if you have, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, my lovelies. I'm gonna put these down so I can give you a kiss.